Hey there folks, new video day. This video is going to be on my Traxxas Fortec 2.0 that I bought in late 2024, which is kind of crazy because this vehicle has been out 6 or 7, 8, maybe 8 years, and I'm just now buying it. A lot of videos are out, a lot of content's out about it, and the downside is that, it probably doesn't have the same interest. So why did I go buy something if I make videos to get views that is not going to have not going to get a lot of views? Plus my channel is divided up into a whole bunch of different segments of different interests, and so that's like shooting yourself in the foot of getting high views on things is the way I've done it. So with that said, I just went out and bought this vehicle in 2024 because I just wanted something on the road to play with. Traxxas is a fairly good company, minus some down things. When you buy a Traxxas, you pretty much automatically got to turn around and do about 3 or 4 things to it so that it will be reliable. And I don't believe that you should have to do that with products. You should be able to buy a product, and if you don't want to upgrade it, then you don't have to upgrade it, and you should be able to enjoy it. But when you buy some of these Traxxas vehicles, there's about 4 or 5 things you got to do to it, which adds up, ching ching cha-ching cha-ching, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100, $200 that you put into it to make it actually function correctly and not damage itself. So that's the downside of a Traxxas product. And things are a little bit flexy and wobbly, but that's just part of the game with the Traxxas product. Still a pretty good product, and so I'm having fun with this. But what I wanted to bring to you today is, I said I'm going to do something that I wasn't going to do in past videos. Is I had these 2S batteries from Power Hobby. I like these from Power Hobby, 6,000 milliamp 120C batteries, and I have 2 of them, because I ran that in my Team Associated short course truck right back there in the back, and I just wanted to keep it simple and run 2S batteries and not have overheating issues and overpower issues, damaging drivetrain components, because a 3S battery is a lot more potent than a 2S battery. But so one day I was like, man, just buy the 3S battery. It's not that terribly expensive, about $65. Still a very high quality battery, a 5400 mAh battery, and it was like 110C, so much better than a 20, 30, 40C battery, being a 110C battery. If you need to want to learn about quality of batteries and what the higher C rating does, you can go search that on YouTube. But it's a big benefit to get the higher C rated batteries for reliability and longevity, and the power output that a higher output battery gives your vehicle when it needs the power. But so I went out and bought the 3S battery. The downside of adding a 3S battery to this was that I wasn't aware. I placed the battery order, and then about 30 minutes or 20 minutes after that, I was like, that's a bigger battery. I need to make sure that fits in my Fortec 2.0. So I got the measurements of the battery. I went in, and Traxxas, which is cool for Traxxas, I want to commend them, as they make cool things. They design things that other RC companies don't do. They do have a lot of good qualities, and I did like this battery bar strap hold down mechanism that Traxxas made, where that fits in there. That was mounted to the car, hard mounted to the chassis, and you would basically pop that out, and this would lift up, and you could place a battery in there, and then hold it down with this nice retention piece. And then other companies made those out of aluminum too, because this is out of plastic. It's not a cheap plastic. It's a very durable, hard plastic. But other companies have made some cool renditions of that, but in aluminum in different colors, and kind of the machined and the milled parts of that. But I found out that like 90% of 3S batteries will not fit in the car with the Traxxas piece that they put in there to hold the battery down. That's another downside, because this battery and this motor are known to be able to run 3S batteries, but yet the battery tray was not designed to hold a 3S battery. So that's a whole nother complex thing you got to think about. So I was panicked and went and tried to search of how to hold a battery down, because you really need to hold your battery down. You need to have it strapped in. And that the reason is because if you hit something, you hit a bump, or you flip the car, or you roll the car at high speed, you hit a curb and bounce and flip around, your battery's going to come out. It's going to land on the concrete. It's going to come unattached. It's going to skid down the road, or it could skid under a car or a moving car, or it could skid into a curb, and it gets scratched up, and it could rupture a cell. Rupturing a cell with a live-oak battery is very dangerous. It could start a fire. So it's very key that, and plus they're expensive, you know, $60 to $100 to $120, $130 for a battery. You don't want to damage your battery. These are hard packed batteries, so they're very well protected, but most people try to buy a little bit cheaper battery, and they just have a little Velcro, polyurethane little wrapper on it, and so those really can get damaged and bend and break apart and swell, and then you're out of battery, and then while you're charging it, a battery could erupt and cause a fire in your house. But so strapping your battery down is key. So I went, and I had no luck on YouTube finding anything. I don't know if YouTube just wasn't feeding me anything, and there's other people that had them out there, but I went for days and tried to find ways that people, products that they were using that you could buy to strap the battery in, and I just couldn't find anything. Then I finally found, Hot Racing, in the last couple of years, though, it wasn't 4 or 5 years or 6 years ago, but in the last couple of years, makes these little pieces that mount right here, where the plastic one's mounted and screwed in through the bottom, so it's very secure. But they're aluminum, and they fit right here on the back and then the front, and then they give you a Velcro strap that you can run to the ends of the batteries and then strap it in. And so that, in a sense, is what most manufacturers do. RC cars, RC car trucks, any RC remote control products usually use a Velcro strap, because it's easy just to lift up and put it in and strap it in. And so that was cool that they had that. It's $35. It's a little on the expensive side, but there's just no really other options to get to do that. So I ordered it, put them in there. It's easy. This comes out pretty easily. It's like 5 or 6 screws. And then you mount these in the way this came out, and then they give you a strap. The downside, I just want to say, from Hot Racing is the strap is inferior. It wasn't long enough. It's about 6 inches too short. So it's about that long where it needed to be longer. So when it's strapped through, you could run it through and bring it back and strap it onto itself. There is a way around that. It's just a little more janky. It's not as good as what I would want it to have been, but it is what it is. It's the part you got to have. So I just made it work. And put a little foam insert back here in the back so the battery doesn't slide around, but it works, and it's going to hold it in there. So I wanted to bring this video to you if you are in 2024, or you're going to be in 2025, and you want to buy a Fortec 2.0, or maybe even the 3.0. You can't run a 3S battery in there, because the 3S battery's about 10 to 15 millimeters too tall. So you got to buy this Hot Racing little additional part. It's as simple as that. But that's the one video that I wanted to make for you today, and I'm going to include little videos, close-up photos that I took before I installed it, and that's it. In the next video that I'm going to make, I want to just share with you, I went out and bought a 3S battery, obviously, because I spent the money to go buy the new brackets for this. But I'm going to talk more about the 3S battery in my next video. I said I wasn't going to buy a 3S. I just wanted to run it on 2S, and the performance was just fine. But 35, 40 miles an hour. Let me see, I clocked 32, 33 miles an hour. So top speed with a 2S battery. And so the 3S battery is going to allow me to probably get up into the 50s. And maybe 60. We'll try it out. But yeah, and then with a bigger battery becomes a bigger issue with cooling. And my last video was on cooling by adding the heat sink, not adding any fans at the time, because I didn't want to add complexity, weight, and added draw on the battery. I just wanted to keep it simple. But I'm going to talk to you about some interesting things in the next video that I'm going to do. So a lot of cool things coming up. So tune back in if you're interested in the Fortec Traxxas 2.0 and you haven't been doing it for a long time. Okay, other than that, simple enough. Okay, cool. As you see, my Corvette body, and I cut the holes in the front windshield and the rear portion of the rear glass, or the rear glass on a real Corvette body or a car. This is plastic, of course, so the air flows in, flows out, and that's really going to help keep things cool. So next video. All right, bye-bye.